This election had many firsts and many stories that will be told for generations, but one that's on my mind tonight is about a woman who cast her ballot in Atlanta. She is a lot like the millions of others who stood in line to make their voice heard in this election, except for one thing. Ann Nixon Cooper is 106 years old. She was born just a generation past slavery, a time when there were no cars on the road or planes in the sky, when someone like her couldn't vote for two reasons: because she was a woman and because of the color of her skin. And tonight, I think about all that she's seen throughout her century in America: the heartache and the hope, the struggle and the progress, the times we were told that we can't, and the people who pressed on with that American creed: yes, we can. At a time when women's voices were silenced and their hopes dismissed, she lived to see them stand up and speak out and reach for the ballot: yes, we can. When there was despair in the Dust Bowl and depression across the land, she saw a nation conquer fear itself with a new deal, new jobs, a new sense of common purpose: yes, we can. When the bombs fell on our harbor and tyranny threatened the world, she was there to witness a generation rise to greatness and a democracy was saved: yes, we can. She was there for the buses in Montgomery, the hoses in Birmingham, a bridge in Selma, and a preacher from Atlanta who told the people that we shall overcome: yes, we can. And this year, in this election, she touched her finger to a screen and cast her vote. Because after 106 years in America, through the best of times and the darkest of hours, she knows how America can change. Yes, we can. America, we have come so far. We have seen so much, but there's so much more to do. So tonight, let us ask ourselves, if our children should live to see the next century, if my daughters should be so lucky to live as long as Ann Nixon Cooper, what change will they see? What progress will we have made? This is our chance to answer that call. This is our moment. This is our time to put our people back to work and open doors of opportunity for our kids, to restore prosperity and promote the cause of peace, to reclaim the American dream and reaffirm that fundamental truth that out of many we are one, that while we breathe, we hope, and where we are met with cynicism and doubt and those who tell us that we can't, we will respond with that timeless creed that sums up the spirit of a people: yes, we can.
In late November 2008, something felt newly possible. Families gathered in living rooms celebrating, crying, holding the moment as the sound of "Yes, we can" drifted through the background. Across the world, people watched as the first black president prepared to take office. A moment once imagined, now real. It carried the feeling of dawn, a quiet promise of unity, of hope, of a story opening forward. But 8 years later, on a cold November night in 2016, faces leaned toward televisions and phones, but this time searching for recognition in what they were seeing, and finding something unfamiliar instead. Where there had once been celebration, there was hesitation. Where there had been tears of release, there were quiet breaths held in uncertainty. A very different figure stepped forward. He spoke not in the language of reassurance, but in the language of rupture of borders, grievance, and urgency.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business. Complicated. Thank you very much. I've just received a call from Secretary Clinton. She congratulated us, it's about us, on our victory. And I congratulated her and her family on a very, very hard-fought campaign. I mean, she fought very hard. Hillary has worked very long and very hard over a long period of time, and we owe her a major debt of gratitude for her service to our country. I mean that very sincerely. Now it's time for America to bind the wounds of division. Have to get together. To all Republicans and Democrats and independents across this nation, I say it is time for us to come together as one united people. It's time. I pledge to every citizen of our land that I will be president for all Americans, and this is so important to me. For those who have chosen not to support me in the past, of which there were a few people, I'm reaching out to you for your guidance and your help so that we can work together and unify our great country.
The tone itself seemed to change the air, and yet the country had not transformed overnight. The streets were the same, the houses were the same. The old questions about work, belonging, identity, power were still waiting where they had always been. Nothing material had vanished. What shifted was something less visible, but far more powerful. The mood. How does hope become anger? How does a turning tide begin so quietly that most people only notice after the shoreline has changed? What does a shift in mood really mean? To understand, we return to the promise and to the storm already forming beneath it. January 2009, Barack Obama stands on the steps of the Capitol. The moment is loud, but his voice is measured. His words are not grand. His presence is, yes, we can. The phrase moves through the crowd like a current, not just a declaration, but a question suspended in the air. Can a country become what it says it is? Can it be one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all?
Right now, Barack Obama has a responsibility to the country. He needs to restore the civil liberties lost during the Bush administration. And right now, this is hype, which is important. It gets people excited, but it's nothing without action. He needs to restore, stop warrantless wiretapping, stop detaining of innocent Arab men. He needs to reverse the damages done during the Bush administration. In his words,
USA! Barack Obama, we can't wait. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Today I worked at the elections polls in Northeast, and I helped a woman that was 101 years old vote for Barack Obama. Can you tell me as a black woman how that feels? It's indescribable. It's indescribable. This woman was 101 years old, and I helped her cast a ballot for Barack Obama. I can't describe that. I can't describe that.
Obama, yeah!
Tonight,
How you doing? I'm happy. I'm from Palm Beach County, Florida, so I'm happy. I'm happy right now. I'm happy.
I believe when you dream, your dreams can come true. Who would have thought that this year, a man like this will be elected as the President of the United States? This is the beauty of America. God bless America. God bless America.
And so Barack Obama just won the presidency, so come January we'll have the first African-American president, and Democrats are going to be back in the White House, which is really exciting.
Yes, we can! Yes, we can! Yes, we can!
Yo creo que Obama va a ser un buen presidente porque él es muy intelecto. Entonces él sabe muchas cosas, él sabe cómo explicarse bien y todo. So, todo es posible now.
In that moment, it felt as though a story was being rewritten. A nation that had never had a black president suddenly did. History did not announce itself loudly. It arrived through presence, a calm voice, a measured rhythm, a smile that suggested possibility rather than certainty. For many, it felt like a door opening. Newsrooms spoke of a post-racial America. Supporters imagined a country gathered beneath the language of change. Across oceans, the reaction was immediate. Allies leaned closer, and former rivals watched with quiet curiosity.
Towards the end of the 2008 campaign, the Republican Party, terrified at their own sinking poll numbers, attempted to link Barack Obama to radical leftist figures to make him appear un-American. First was the controversial Reverend Jeremiah Wright.
I say motherfucker America, motherfucker America's mother, motherfucker America's daddy, America can eat a dick, America can lick the balls!
When that failed, Republicans tried linking Obama with 10-year-old domestic terrorist Huey Freeman after discovering the two were MySpace friends.
Did they leave each other glitter comments? The public has a right to know.
Okay, this is a little boy who thinks that Jesus is black, Ronald Reagan is the devil, and the government is lying about 9/11. Kids like this need to be on America's shit list, not our friend list.
Obama did his best to downplay the relationship.
Look, I have many friends on MySpace. I pretty much add anybody. I don't know who this Huey Freeman is, but he doesn't stand for what I stand for. And I denounce, I repudiate, and condemn him. Basically, fuck him.
I tracked down the notoriously reclusive Huey Freeman here, where he lives with his grandfather and younger brother. The first thing I notice about Huey is his incredibly large hair. The second thing I notice is his permanent scowl. How does it feel to be labeled a domestic terrorist?
I'm retired.
So then, now that it looks like Obama is going to win, as a black African-American Negro, are you merely excited? Or are you extremely excited that everything is going to change forever? I felt my sphincter clench and my scrotum contract in shock at his response.
I swear that boy just like to be miserable. He can't enjoy nothing. All he want to talk about is the Build-A-Bear group, the Federal Reserve, and all that bullshit. I don't know where he get that from. He didn't get it from me. I believe in hope and change.
Nobody knows exactly how old Robert Freeman is. Not even Robert Freeman himself. But his age is estimated somewhere between 80 and 120 years old.
This is what me and my generation, but mostly me, struggled for, sacrificed for. You can say personally, individually, paved the way for. The dogs were after us, so I took off my belt and started whipping on the dogs. Then I started running. Then I looked behind me. Jesse Jackson was supposed to be there, but he had jumped into a dumpster hiding. That punk ass.
I find it difficult to determine whether Robert is a pathological liar or suffering the early stages of dementia. So, if the election is fake, then what's really going on?
The end of America.
I felt despair so terrible, I briefly considered slitting my own wrists, or bludgeoning myself about the head with a steel pipe or baseball bat. But I brought no blade, no pipe, no bat. Describe Riley Freeman in one word.
I say real nigga.
Real nigga is 2 words.
I know it's 2 words, nigga. Real niggas don't follow instructions.
This is Robert Freeman's other grandson, Riley. He's empowered by the prospect of a black president, but not in the way society would hope or expect.
Oh, if my nigga Obama gets up in there, I'm gonna act a fool. I ain't doing no more homework, nothing. We taking over. Come on, what's the cop gonna do to me? I'ma be like, don't make me call the president, bitch. And the cops, he gonna be like, oh, snap, Riley a real nigga. The president's a real nigga. We can't do nothing. I can't wait.
Way too many cars in my driveway. I got boats, I got planes.
This is Otis Jenkins, but in the United States, he's better known by his rap moniker, Thugnificent, a combination of the words thug and magnificent. Otis has found success like many Negro American entertainers today by being a professional buffoon. Are you supporting Barack Obama?
What?
For president?
President of what?
You don't know there's a black man running for president named Barack Obama?
His name is Barack? For real?
Barack Obama, yes.
Get the fuck out of here, Barack!
Yes, Barack.
Where's he from? Africa?
His dad was African, yes.
You can't be serious, man. There ain't no nigga running for president named Barack Obama. No fucking way, man. No fucking way. I don't believe you. Stop fucking with me.
If he wins, I think it will literally be the best day of my life.
Tom and Sarah Dubois are also neighbors of the Freemans. They both work on the Obama campaign.
Barack has already changed our lives in so many ways.
How?
Well, I mean, it's no secret that me and Tom have had some problems in the past with our relationship.
Well, it's not like the whole world knew.
But I think ever since we started working together for Barack,
Things are totally different now.
much better. And it's all thanks to Barack. He is such a wonderful, wonderful man. I just think it's about time we had a president who is smart and tall and charming and strong and fit.
Just like your hubby?
This isn't about you, sweetie.
It is always obvious when a couple hasn't engaged in normal marital relations for some time. Obama, of course, is as polarizing as he is transformative. Some have accused Obama of being a socialist. Others believe that he's a Muslim. Some have gone as far as to label him the Antichrist.
He is the socialist Muslim Antichrist.
This is Uncle Ruckus. He's an Uncle Tom, perhaps the biggest Uncle Tom to have ever lived.
If this nigga gets elected, America is over. You want this nigga to shit in the same place William Taft sat and his big wife. She don't need to be in the White House. She should be in the WNBA shooting foul shots. You want my brick? You gonna have to pry it from my cold dead hand, Mr. Obama Hussein.
What is wrong with letting people be happy? Can too much hope possibly be a bad thing?
Hope is irrational.
In Bavaria we have a saying, der Junge ist ja total bedient. It means, this is the most depressing fucking kid I've ever met in my life. I sit down once again with Thugnificent, who appears to have undergone a political awakening since our last conversation. So, you know who Obama is now?
Oh, no, I knew who the nigga was. I was just joking.
You were not joking. You jumped on the Obama celebrity bandwagon because it will give you much needed exposure.
No, see, it ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? I started looking into his political positions and his policies and views and whatnot.
What policies?
Well, you know, I heard the nigga speak, right? And he was talking about changing some shit or hoping for some shit. And I thought, yeah, I mean, you know, all niggas asking for is hope. You can sit on your ass all day and hope. If you're too lazy to hope, you's a lazy motherfucker. That's all I know. voting for Obama because he's going to lower my taxes.
Actually, he has promised to raise taxes at your income level.
Huh?
And he's just really, really fit to lead. And also body fit, too.
Well, I also support Obama because he's against corporate bailouts.
That is also not true.
Huh?
I'm supporting Obama because he's black.
And he's going to get the troops out of Afghanistan, right?
Also wrong.
Then what the fuck that nigga gonna do?
I mean, we all need to, do some shit sometime. You know what I'm saying? Some shit needs to get done. And until we do that shit ain't gonna change. So I thought to myself, let's do this shit. And that's when will.i.am called me about doing this damn song.
It is finally election night. Robert Freeman is throwing a party.
Well, it's been a long black struggle, and I felt me and Brock deserved a party.
All around the room, I see black faces beaming with elation. It is as though each of them has been elected president. Almost each of them.
What's wrong with you? I thought you'd be dancing on your tail with the rest of the circus champs. Look at them, just as happy as a pig in shit. Can't they see? Can't they see what this nigga's gonna do to our great country? Looks like we the only two people with sense in this whole room. Just you and me. Just you and me.
Rucker, shut up and get back to work and grab some more champagne.
See? Niggas already getting up at it.
So I'm thinking that this is gonna be my new look.
Oh, that's a way to go.
I mean, I feel like it's more grown up, Like, having tighter clothes is definitely gonna make people take me more seriously.
It's really gonna happen. It's all gonna be better now. It's all gonna be better. Right, honey?
Tom, I'm trying to watch this.
Yo. I heard the presidential limo is gonna be like a crazy pimped out Cadillac now, with rims and like machine guns and lasers.
Excuse me. I like to propose a toast. Now, I'd just like to say that today is a very special day for me. I hope you all enjoying the cheese, wine, and freedom I have struggled so hard to provide tonight. And because of my pain and suffering, the black struggle is officially over. No longer can they keep us down. No longer can we be silent.
This is it. Shut up.
And now we have the returns from the West Coast coming in. Okay, and so yes, folks, we are calling it. Barack Hussein Obama will be the next president of the United States.
I am proud to be an American. Yeah!
Why, Lord?
In the days after the election, global confidence in American leadership rose sharply, a measurable shift in perception, but also something less measurable, a change in tone. It felt like dawn. Surveys showed the image of the United States improving abroad. Headlines across continents returned again and again to the word first. First carries symbolism. Symbolism carries expectation. And expectation is a fragile thing.
8 years ago, President Barack Obama became the leader of an economically shattered country. The banking system was broken. 2 of the nation's automakers were headed for bankruptcy. Home foreclosures were soaring, and millions of Americans were losing their jobs.
The possibility of a depression was still a real one. So Obama took the reins of the country at a uniquely bad time.
We've got to get the banks stable and lending again.
Backed by Congress, the Obama administration pumped roughly $800 billion into the economy. About half went to prop up big banks, still straining under the weight of distressed home loans. In the years since, the banks have repaid the money and are bigger than ever. But about 7 million Americans who didn't get a bailout lost their homes to foreclosure. $80 billion went to bail out bankrupt car makers General Motors, Chrysler, and their suppliers. The auto industry has paid back all but $10 billion of the loan, is profitable again, and has added back most of the 200,000 jobs it shed during the crisis. At 4.5%, the unemployment rate is about half of what it was when President Obama took office. Still, some Americans who lost their jobs during the Great Recession still haven't returned to the workforce. And others say they're not making the kind of money they made a decade ago. 60-year-old Carol Thentich went back to school 8 years ago to become a massage therapist. Her 66-year-old husband, Jim, has only been able to find part-time work at a grocery store. The couple say they're grateful to be working again, but struggle to pay bills, including Carol's student loan debt.
The money we're making is so sad.
It's a third of where I had been years back, but it's about as secure as you could get.
Economist Francisco Torralba calls President Obama's intervention effective, despite criticism by some that it didn't go far enough.
It was crucial in saving the financial sector, in preventing a collapse of the financial system that would have dragged down the real economy.
We're not quite paid off from last year's account.
But for the Thentiches, the path back to prosperity still seems a long way off.
Even as optimism spread, the world still moved through its older patterns of power, economics, influence, and conflict. Moments of progress existed alongside reminders that structural forces rarely move at the same speed as emotional ones. The air seemed brighter, and in many ways it was, if not materially, then emotionally. And so for a moment, possibility felt closer than doubt. But dawn does not erase the night that came before it. The economy was still trembling. Millions had lost homes, millions had lost work. For many families, stability had become something remembered rather than lived. A sweeping stimulus was passed. Gradually, the headlines softened. The unemployment rate fell from nearly 10% to around 5%. Markets recovered. The stock market more than doubled. From a distance, the story looked like rescue. Up close, it felt more complicated. Factories remained quiet. In some towns, the lights did not return. Recovery arrived unevenly visible in statistics, but harder to feel in daily life. By 2016, researchers noted that the middle class had continued to shrink. Income inequality had climbed to levels not seen since the late 1920s. For a father of 3 in Ohio, for a teacher in rural Pennsylvania, for a first-generation family in Arizona, prosperity still felt slightly out of reach, close enough to see, but not close enough to hold. At the same time, change accelerated elsewhere. Technology moved faster than memory. Social media reshaped conversation, and smartphones reshaped attention.
Other headlines tonight, crowds fill the streets to celebrate a historic decision from the Supreme Court, changing the law of the land and making gay marriage legal across the country. And new pictures tonight out of Washington show the White House lit up in rainbow colors to commemorate that decision. Here in Manhattan, the spire of the One World Trade was also illuminated. The Empire State Building is set to do the same on Sunday. Live pictures from Greenwich Village, where hundreds are packing the streets outside the Stonewall Inn, where the modern gay rights movement began 46 years ago.
Jubilation outside the Supreme Court. President Obama even called the lead plaintiff, James Obergefell, to congratulate him.
Figured when I saw you that we were going to be hoping for some good news, and we did. And I just wanted to say congratulations. This ruling will strengthen all of our communities by offering to all loving same-sex couples the dignity of marriage across this great land.
By the middle of the decade, the way people spoke to each other and about each other had already changed. Cultural shifts followed, marriage equality became law across the country, marijuana legalization spread state by state, demographic change became visible in classrooms, workplaces, and neighborhoods. The presence that once felt historic slowly became normal. And normal is powerful, it signals progress, but it can also signal displacement depending on where someone stands. For many Americans, these changes felt overdue. For others, they felt sudden. History was moving in multiple directions at once, and when movement happens at different speeds, people begin to experience the same country differently. Many people saw progress as clear, overdue, and meaningful, but for others, the pace felt unsettling. When change moves faster than understanding, people reach for what feels stable, not always out of rejection but out of uncertainty. By 2016, surveys recorded something striking. Record numbers of Americans described race relations as bad. Trust in government, media, and institutions thinned across generations. The promise that a rising tide would lift every boat began to feel uneven. Some boats were moving and others felt anchored in place, and that difference, whether perceived or real, shapes emotion. So the language of optimism slowly made room for the language of doubt and frustration. By the later years of Obama's presidency, the fracture was no longer abstract. It could be felt in tone, conversation, and the way disagreement lingered longer than it once had. Social media connected people instantly, but connection is not the same as understanding. Outrage traveled faster than reflection. Emotion became currency, easy to share, easy to reward, and easy to amplify. Researchers would later argue that these platforms did not create polarization, they magnified it. What once remained private now unfolded in public, and what unfolded in public began to shape perception of the whole. On paper, the recovery continued, unemployment fell, and markets climbed. But statistics do not live inside households. In towns shaped by manufacturing, recovery felt partial. Some jobs returned slowly, but others did not return at all. The benefits of growth concentrated upward. In parts of the rural Midwest, stagnation lingered like weather that refused to move on.
It is days before inauguration, and Obama mania is at a fever pitch. I return to Woodcrest to check on the Freemans.
I don't necessarily think of myself as a hero. And when people always ask me if I want a medal or a monument or a statue in my honor, I say no. All I want to do is be there in person on that glorious day when the first black president take the oath. I just want to stand in the crowd, somewhere in the front, maybe in the VIP section, maybe next to Beyonce.
Are you aware that some people are paying as much as $50,000 for VIP inauguration tickets?
But I don't think you can put a price on decades of struggle.
Did you contribute any money at all to the Obama campaign?
I paid $10 for this t-shirt.
Did you get that from the campaign website?
No, I got it from the guy at the car wash. But it's still free advertising when I wear it outside. A lot of people see me in this shirt.
I mean, before we change the world, we gotta change ourselves first. I mean, this is the new, colorless, flavorless, and unscented era. Like, from now on, I'm calling all my niggas Obamas. And all my bitches, I'm calling Michelle's. I mean, think about it. If you was a bitch, right, would you rather be called a bitch or Michelle?
And what about bitches named Michelle?
Man, you make a joke. I'm trying to uplift my Obamas.
Yes, can you tell the president-elect it's civil rights legend Robert Freeman, F-R-E-E-M-A-N, who struggled to open the door for him to be president. You got all that? Right. Just tell him I'm calling again about those tickets. Again.
Hey, man, I got that Obama water. Change the way you hydrate, brother. Yo, little man, hey, check it out. I got commemorative plates, 2 for $20. How many you need?
I'm cool.
Man, can you believe it? In a few days, we're gonna have a black president. Aren't you excited, little man? What's supposed to mean?
Just means
Yo, what the deal, man? What's going on here? Up, man? Yo, what's up? I asked this kid if he was excited about Obama, and he said, He said, Yeah, what's wrong with you? You're not excited?
Not excited?
Who ain't excited?
This little nigga right here.
Why ain't he excited?
So you don't like Obama. You want McCain to win.
I never said that.
Why ain't you like Barack Obama? He got a lovely family.
Not according to this little nigga.
He got a problem with a black president.
Boy, what's going on? What did I tell you about talking to anybody about anything?
I didn't say anything.
What's wrong with this kid?
Hey, everybody, just break the hole, dog. Yeah, just what the hell is going on here? Ruckus?
Oh, no.
This little big-haired nigga hates Obama.
And I say, good for him. Leave this little boy alone. He telling the truth. Barack Obama is an evil man.
Hey, everybody, just calm down.
You heard us. You say, yes, we can. We say, no, you can't, nigga.
Oh, hell no.
I can't see. It's a monkey stampede. Race war. Somebody.
Get in the car, quick.
Ride, go
The American press struggles to comprehend the incident. To them, Huey is like a calf that refuses its mother's udder, choosing instead to drink the bitter waters of its own making. Here is the danger of too much hope. Skeptics are treated like blasphemers, and indifference becomes equal to hate. Robert Freeman calls a press conference to do damage control.
Huey Freeman is not really my grandson. I refute, renounce, and rebuke him. I hope this incident in no way affects my request for VIP inaugural tickets and/or / the inaugural ball with Beyonce. Rosa Parks is no longer with us, but I consider myself to be the next best thing. In many ways, better.
Where is your wife?
She's in, D.C. There was a problem or something with the ticket, so we only had one, and I let her have it.
Are you afraid your wife will have lusty sex with Barack Obama?
What? No! No, that's impossible.
I didn't ask if it was possible, only if you were afraid. I can't help but notice you are like a less attractive, less wealthy, less powerful version of him. It is quite understandable for you to be concerned.
Celebrities, dignitaries, and civil rights legends are arriving in droves for the inauguration of Barack Obama. Anyone hoping to get tickets at this point, don't bother. The ship has sailed and you are not on it because you are not important.
Hey, Granddad, this was at the door.
Office of the President-elect.
Mr. Freeman, please find enclosed 2 VIP tickets to the inauguration, as well as the inaugural ball with Beyonce, as a small token of gratitude for all the sacrifices you've made on behalf of me and this great country. I look forward to sharing this historic day with you. Sincerely, President-elect Barack Obama.
Hear you.
What's going on?
I'm going to the inauguration. You want to come?
Yeah, boy!
And just like that, virtually foaming at the mouth with unbridled excitement, Robert and Riley leave for the inauguration. You are looking at the final mission of a domestic terrorist, Operation Exodus. Convinced he has no place in Obama's America, Huey Freeman decides to leave the country for good. And he has an unlikely companion.
I was going to go to the inauguration and try to crown Obama with a brick. But who am I fooling? My arm just ain't what it used to be. Plus, that greedy nigga is really fast. And knowing these liberal activist judges, they might actually try and put me in jail for it. No, I think it's time for me to leave this great country. Oh, I can't bear to see it run by an African, Muslim, communist antichrist. I just can't. It's just like when Nicole Brown Simpson married that nigga OJ back on February 2nd, 1985. Oh, I knew it was going to end badly. I told them all. But nobody wanted to listen to old Uncle Ruckus then neither. I want to go someplace I'll fit in, like Norway or Ireland.
What about the Ivory Coast?
Absolutely no Africa. No way. All them countries got nigger presidents, which defeats the whole purpose of leaving this country.
How do you feel being teamed up with your arch enemy?
First of all, we're not a team. Second of all, we're not a team. I've got gas money, he's got the license. We're just gonna drive to Canada and then go our separate ways.
You see, Bill, I consider myself a black leader now, and that means helping Obama and doing anything he asks.
Oh, yes, I can hear your concern for the state of the world in that song you did about stomping people in the nuts.
Oh, that was the old me. Everything is different now. I'm much, much, much more politically aware and stuff.
Really? Well, name the 3 branches of government, then.
The what?
Come on, black leader. It's 4th grade social studies time. What are the 3 branches of government?
Let's see. They got the main branch.
If you're a black leader, I'm glad I'm a white man.
What a moron!
What's the point of talking if nobody ever learns?
This is an outrage. I have my right. Oh, them bricks ain't mine. Ain't that a surprise? Already taken away my constitutional right to bear bricks. Martial law. Martial law. Get your arms out.
We remain a young nation. But in the words of Scripture, the time has come to set aside childish things. The time has come to reaffirm our enduring spirit, to choose our history, to carry forward.
See him. Please. I have VIP ticket.
We all got VIP tickets. Get your hands off me. Alright, you in trouble now. I'm calling my nigga Obeezy.
Please don't tase me. Don't tase me, bro. I'm an old man. I got a heart condition. You can't do this to me. I'm a civil rights legend.
Save us, Obama!
Huey Freeman is forced to abort Operation Exodus because he cannot get a ride.
Barack Obama? I just found that fool is going to raise my taxes. His promises are just like his ticket. Worthless. Good thing I didn't vote for his lying ass.
Obama ain't no real nigga. And check this out. I heard he worked for the Feds. That ain't a good look, Barack.
Washington was indescribable. It was just so amazing. And I got to meet him.
Was he everything you dreamed he would be?
Oh, yes, he was. And so much more.
Oh, yeah, I'm still down for the cause and shit. But I'm like, hey, I did my part, you know what I'm saying? I got the nigga elected, you know, time to get back to work, you feel me? Doing what Thugnificent do. Besides, them tight-ass clothes was cutting off my circulation.
Due to the conditions of my parole, I am unable to leave the country at this time. I am forced to remain here and express my extreme displeasure while in no way threatening the life of the president and his beautiful monkey family.
I ask Huey Freeman if he has any final thoughts he'd like to share.
Yeah, I'm retired.
When familiar narratives stop explaining reality, people search for new ones. That search was already underway. The Tea Party, which began as scattered protests, evolved into a durable political force. By the 2010 midterm elections, voter anger helped produce one of the largest congressional swings in modern history. It was a signal subtle but unmistakable. The promise of the era was not universally shared. The story of unity was real, but so was the story of doubt growing alongside it.
We can take that place. And then do what? Heads on pike!
How did a disorganized mob break into what's supposed to be one of the most secure buildings in the world?
What's about to happen?
What?
I'm pressed.
No, you can't come in. Nobody can come in.
We followed a group of Trump supporters as they walked into the U.S. Capitol and police officers stood and watched.
What's the plan? I have no idea. We got all day. Tonight, tomorrow.
Whose house? Whose house? USA! USA!
It all started as a peaceful rally around 10 a.m.
I love President Trump. He asked us to come out and support him, and I was glad to do that.
Stop the steal! Stop the steal!
We will never give up. We will never concede. And we're going to the Capitol.
And the crowd responded to his request.
And I'll fight with you. I'll fight next to you. I'll keep going. I love you all for being just having the balls to come here. I'll fight with you.
And so they marched.
Bust the doors down.
politicians work for us. We pay their salaries, and we pay our taxes. And what do we get? Nothing! They don't represent us. They need to pay the ultimate price for their crimes. Yes. An example needs to be made.
If you're scared of confrontation, do not move forward. Patriots, move forward. This is our chance to show them how serious we are.
Things took an ugly turn in the early afternoon when hundreds of people breached the building.
This is the people's house!
Let us in!
Get in there! Arm 'em! Get the in there!
Let's get them!
Every single in there is a traitor. Every single one.
String them up!
Police fired tear gas into the crowd.
Yeah, I got shot with some kind of clear liquid from all the Gestapo squad. It burns like dude.
Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out! Throw it away!
But it wasn't enough to stop them.
Stairs is where we need to go. Do it. Let's do it. They're gonna hit you.
Come on! This way! This way! This way! This way!
As the mob entered the building, police officers stood and watched. One woman was shot inside of the Capitol and died. And then police pushed everyone outside.
I heard a really loud bang. We all thought it was like a flashbang or something like that, but a girl got shot. You can see the blood. That is her blood around that corner.
At least 5 people died, including a police officer. Even after all of the violence and death, some Trump supporters stood proud of what they did.
This is America, and we're all here to fight for our freedom. It is not their America, it is our America.
All of this suggested something quiet but persistent. Beneath the story of recovery, beneath the language of unity, there was tension, a feeling difficult to measure but easy to recognize, the sense of being left behind or left out. And tension, when it is not resolved, does not disappear, it accumulates.
Decades of record immigration have produced lower wages and higher unemployment for our citizens, especially for African American and Latino workers. We are going to have an immigration system that works, but one that works for the American people. We are going to build a great border wall to stop illegal immigration, to stop the gangs and the violence, and to stop the drugs from pouring into our communities. Tonight, I want every American whose demands for immigration security have been denied, and every politician who has denied them, to listen very, very closely to the words I am about to say. On January 20th of 2017, the day I take the oath of office, Americans will finally wake up in a country where the laws of the United States are enforced. We are going to be considerate and compassionate to everyone. But my greatest compassion will be for our own struggling citizens. My plan is the exact opposite of the radical and dangerous immigration policy of Hillary Clinton. Americans want relief from uncontrolled immigration, which is what we have now. Communities want relief, yet Hillary Clinton is proposing mass amnesty, mass immigration, and mass lawlessness. USA. I have a different vision for our workers.
Then, slowly, 2016 began to change the sound of the story. By summer, a new voice stepped into the space, not polished, not careful, but unmistakable. It was loud, sometimes messy, impossible to tune out. The shift did not happen in a single moment. It built gradually through conversations at kitchen tables, through talk radio, through headlines that seemed to repeat the same uneasy themes. Donald J. Trump did not move with the familiar cadence of modern politicians. He spoke differently, shorter sentences, sharper edges, less explanation and more declaration. He pointed to things people already felt were happening, factories closing and conflicts abroad, a quiet sense that the country was drifting away from something once recognizable, and he spoke about it without pause, without the usual hesitation of political language. What mattered was not only the words themselves, it was the feeling underneath them, a change in tone, a change in permission. Politics no longer sounded like reassurance. It sounded like confrontation. For millions of Americans, the voice felt familiar not because it was new, but because it sounded like something already inside them. Frustrations that had lived in private spaces suddenly echoed in public ones. Jobs moving elsewhere, borders described as uncertain, a government that felt distant, complicated, and unresponsive. Trump spoke in the language of cause and blame, global trade, immigration, and political elites, breaking the quiet rules of what could and could not be said. For some, this felt clarifying, not gentle, not careful, but clear, like a window opening after a long time in a crowded room. Supporters heard recognition in his words. They recognized their own worries, their own anger, their own impatience. The defiance mattered as much as the proposals. The certainty mattered as much as the detail. The feeling was simple. Someone powerful sounded like them. And that recognition can be powerful, but recognition is rarely universal. For others, the same moment landed differently, less like relief, more like rupture. Trump's rise felt disorienting, as if a shared understanding of tone, of limits, of expectation had shifted without warning. Where some heard honesty, others heard erosion. The mirror of the moment reflected different things depending on where one stood. To some it was a correction, to others a warning. The dream of unity had not disappeared, but it no longer looked the same.
Shock, jubilation, and tears. This is how the world reacted to Donald Trump becoming the new US president. People across Asia were the first to digest the news, where it was met with a mixed message.
Trump's victory may cause harm to Pakistan. He has given live statements that he is anti-Islam, anti-Muslim.
I'm not happy about Trump. I don't like him. I wanted to see a woman become president.
In Russia, meanwhile, his win is being applauded in the corridors of power, as well as in the streets of Moscow.
I think perhaps Trump is better than Hillary. Why? I think his attitude towards Russia is more loyal than Hillary's.
I think relations will be more pragmatic. Less ideology, more economy.
In Europe, it may be a tad too early to talk Trump policy. The continent, it seems, is still numb over the shock result.
Oh nein, wie schrecklich!
That is horrible, really. Donald Trump won. That is horrible. I got goosebumps. That is so bad.
It's not good.
It makes me feel very afraid because I think that all the values that we've worked to achieve since the end of the war, mediated by the Americans, are now reversed.
The concern now is that the Trump win will further spread far-right sentiment across the region, in particular in France, which has seen a rise in anti-immigrant rhetoric.
I'm afraid for the future of young people. We are building a very strange world for them. Countries are turning inwards and it will be a catastrophe. I'm really not feeling good at all.
Here in the UK, there is definitely a sense of déjà vu. Some politicians had ruled out Brexit, but the public, as you know, had a very different view. Now, with the Trump victory, the similarities really are uncanny, proving once more that those who hold the reins of power may have very different view as large parts of the country.
There are a lot of tough things going on right now that it could add a lot of fuel to fire that we don't need.
What does this mean? Do you think it was all hot air?
Where this we're going? What's happening? Like, who are we supporting? Who are role models? It's really, really scary.
Now it's up to the president-elect to dampen fears and uncertainty and prove to the world that he won't fan the flames of division.
Beyond the United States, the moment was met with watchful uncertainty, a sense that something has shifted, even if it could not yet be named. Reality, however, rarely follows emotion in a straight line. During Trump's presidency, key economic indicators strengthened. Unemployment fell to historic lows, including among Black and Hispanic workers by 2019. Markets climbed after tax changes, some industries saw renewed investment, and certain conflicts faded from daily headlines. These outcomes complicated the story, because numbers and national mood do not always move together. For many Americans, improved statistics did not ease underlying tension. Despite their differences in tone, both presidencies confronted the same fault lines: healthcare, immigration, national security, and economic fairness. Debates that felt new were often continuations. Arguments that felt sudden had long histories. It was not a new maze, but a familiar one entered from a different direction. Old disagreements returning in new language. A reminder that leadership can shift direction while the terrain beneath it changes more slowly. This brings us to a quieter, more difficult question. Were these presidencies opposites or reflections of a deeper divide already present? To explore that, we have to step away from tone and listen instead to the machinery beneath it. Consider power itself. In 2009, Obama spoke the language of hope and change, but governing required different tools. Surveillance programs expanded. Drone warfare became a defining feature of foreign policy. 8 years later, Trump campaigned against endless wars, yet troops remained abroad. Drone operations continued. When Congress stalled, both administrations leaned on executive authority. Different rhetoric, similar constraints. The machinery of the state did not stop between presidencies. The only thing that changed was the hands guiding it. Immigration offers another lens. Obama ran as a reformer, promising compassion and modernization. At the same time, his administration carried out record levels of deportation and expanded border infrastructure. Trump approached the same system differently. Build the wall became a rallying cry. Policies such as travel restrictions and family separations drew intense attention and criticism. Yet enforcement itself did not begin in 2017. Illegal crossings fell during both presidencies at different points, not because the system was created anew, but because the existing apparatus was intensified rather than dismantled, a continuity beneath contrast, a reminder that policy often evolves more gradually than politics suggests. On the economy and trade, the pattern continued. Obama's team negotiated quietly on trade frameworks like the Trans-Pacific Partnership, adjustments to NAFTA, and gradual shifts in how the United States approached China. Much of it unfolded away from the spotlight. Trump approached the same terrain differently. He criticized NAFTA openly, withdrew from the TPP almost immediately, turned trade disputes, especially with China, into public confrontation. The volume and the stage changed, but the arena itself was familiar. In the years before Trump, tensions around trade had already been forming. Tariffs, renegotiations, pressure on supply chains, these were not entirely new conflicts, but evolving ones.
Well, first, good morning, and thank you for having me on your program. I don't think anybody can make that claim about themselves, because to do that, you have a fundamental misunderstanding of what the Tea Party movement is. I think the biggest mistake being made by those that follow politics is they're trying to understand what's happening across our country through a traditional political lens, how you would view the Republican Party or the Democrat Party. The Tea Party movement is an expression of what I think is a mainstream, widespread sentiment in America that Washington is broken, that both parties are to blame, and that people want to elect folks that are going to go to Washington, D.C., number one, and do what they say they're going to do, primarily stand up to the agenda that's coming from there, and offer some clear alternatives that embrace the things that make America exceptional. So, for example, Americans believe in the free enterprise system. They understand it makes us the most prosperous people in human history, and they don't want to walk away from it. And so, I think the widespread sentiment is that we don't want to change America. We want to fix the things that are wrong in America. And the Tea Party movement is an expression of that sentiment.
Trump did not start from nothing. He escalated within an existing framework. A louder fight inside the same structure. At home, a similar continuity appeared. The protest energy visible during Obama's presidency did not disappear. Movements that began in opposition, the Tea Party among them, shifted form. Public demonstrations remained a constant feature of the political landscape. Different causes, different coalitions, similar emotional force. By the time tensions culminated in 2021, it was clear that the underlying currents were not sudden. They had been building, flickering beneath elections, headlines, and policy debates. Concerns about identity, about belonging, about economic place in a changing country. Many analysts now describe Trump less as the origin of these tensions and more as their expression. Both presidencies inherited polarization, both operated within it, both at times intensified it even while attempting to govern through it. A reminder that leadership can influence division, but rarely creates it alone. If they are two sides of the same coin, perhaps the coin existed long before either of them. Perhaps the story is not about individuals, but about rhythm. American history moves like a pendulum. Moments of expansion, followed by moments of pause, dreaming forward, then pulling inward. In 1932, Franklin Roosevelt offered hope after economic collapse. In 1980, Ronald Reagan offered certainty after unease. The pattern repeats not perfectly but recognizably. One era stretches outward and another gathers itself. Obama's presidency leaned toward forward motion, social progress, global connection, and widening possibility. Trump's leaned toward restraint, national focus, skepticism, and a desire to reclaim what felt familiar. Neither cancels the other. They respond to each other. Today the swing feels quicker. News travels instantly and emotion travel even faster. Outrage replaces outrage before reflection can settle. Hope shortens and fear accelerates. And yet the underlying question does not change. Who are we becoming? Elections appear to present choices between people, but beneath that they reveal choices between stories, visions of the future, interpretations of the present, memories of what once felt stable. Leaders become vessels for those visions, one channeling aspiration, another giving voice to unease. There is no neat lesson waiting at the end, only a quieter question lingering after the noise fades. What are we choosing, really a person or a reflection? The pendulum continues because the tension remains. Each election is not a final answer but a moment of recognition, a snapshot of hope and anxiety existing side by side. Obama and Trump did not resolve the story, they revealed it. What endures is not simply two presidencies, but the thread connecting them, a country moving between possibility and uncertainty, still searching for balance. And perhaps by watching the pendulum closely, we begin to understand not only how far it swings, but why it must.